You've heard the stories. A figure in the window. A voice on a dead frequency. A town that isn't on any map.
But what if the stories spoke back?
Welcome to Bump in the Night, a voice-acted horror anthology where every story is original and nothing stays buried for long.
Whatever you do, don't answer the third knock.
I think someone's in the walls.
You can turn off the light, but do you know what's in the dark?
If you watch too long, it watches back.
You're tuned in to Bump in the Night Radio. If you're hearing this, it's already too late to turn back. You just let us in. We're back, live again, and if the power holds, you'll hear stories tonight that should have stayed buried. Stories that knock when you forget to lock the door. But first, a few things from this side of the shadows. We've just opened the gates to our official Discord. For those of you who want to talk theories, share your nightmares, or leave advice to other victims dealing with the same monsters we may be. And for those of you looking to dig deeper, our Patreon will be live soon enough with bonus episodes, behind-the-scenes content, and other things that didn't make it past the static. Keep an eye out as we'll have that out soon. Links will be in the signal description on YouTube or below the stream on Twitch. Or at this time on Twitch, you can use the command Discord to get the link. If it doesn't scramble on the way out. That's a funny thing though. The deeper I go with this channel, the more I start to wonder if I'm still the one making it. Every week, I sit here. Headphones on, static in one ear, and lately, it talks back. The voices used to come only through the scripts. The characters, the haunted park rangers and gas station attendants, and kids who counted too many steps. But last week, I heard something whisper my name. Not just any name, my name, right before I pressed publish. I haven't been sleeping much, not since Halder. That's when things started sounding different. Like there's something behind it. Which brings us here. Tonight's first story, the one that started pulling things through, narrated by Cyril, Coffee Cog, River, and Angel, is the one that we call It Waits in Halder. Don't worry, you won't be alone for long.
You ever take a wrong turn and feel like the road took you instead? It was supposed to be a weekend trip. Just the four of us, me, Jesse, Ryan, and Chris, driving upstate for some cabins and hiking. We weren't supposed to see it. The turnoff, the old wooden sign, painted over letters that barely read Halder.
What town? That's not on the GPS.
Come on, just one quick detour. Could be cool.
Or haunted.
We're not actually stopping, but we did. We pulled in around noon, and instantly, the noise changed. No birds, no wind, just stillness, the kind that presses on your ears. The town looked like something out of a dream. All these buildings standing perfectly intact, but too clean, too untouched, like they were waiting. No graffiti, no broken windows, Even the flowers on some porches hadn't wilted. And there wasn't a single person in sight.
Maya, does this feel weird to you?
Yeah, real weird.
$10 says we're being watched by an old farmer with a shotgun.
I say we stay near the car.
We didn't listen to Chris. We never did. We split into pairs. Jesse and I checked out what looked like a diner, while Chris and Ryan headed toward the general store. Inside, it was preserved. Menus still on tables, coffee mugs clean. A radio was even playing static, even though it was unplugged.
It's like they all just stood up and walked away.
I didn't like how she said they. Ryan and Chris came back with weird looks on their faces.
The food in there, on the shelves, it's still good.
Expiration dates are next year, but this place isn't even on the map.
We should have left then. We should have taken it as a sign. But Jessie saw something in the window of the post office. A shape, a figure. And she smiled like it was something beautiful.
Did you see that? I think someone's still here.
She ran before we could stop her. We chased her down the street, but by the time we reached the post office door, she was already inside. And the door? It slammed shut behind her. On its own. And that's when I knew the town wasn't abandoned. It was sealed.
And so Halder waits, silent and sealed, holding its secrets like breath beneath the soil. A place left behind, or maybe a place that never truly let go. What happened to Jessie? We're not too sure. But come back next week to learn more of this strange town. But not every ghost hides in the past. Some stay with us. Some say thank you. Before we move on, I should mention something new. Something open. Our Bump of the Night Discord is finally live. A place for stories, screams, whispers, and watchers. Join us there. But if you do, don't listen too closely when the voice chat goes quiet. Sometimes it keeps talking. Anyway, back to what's clawing at the edge of your thoughts. Coming up next, a message from one of our own. Samantha, part of our cast here at Bump of the Night, left something behind in the basement. A thank you. Short, sweet. And if you understand, I apologize for that. And if you listen closely, you'll understand just how thankful she is for the 300 milestone. Thank you for 300.
Hey everyone! Wow! Just wow! I wanted to take a second to say thank you for how fast the channel's been growing. We just passed 300 followers, and I feel like I only blinked after we hit 100, then 200. It means the world. Really! I've always loved telling scary stories, but I never thought so many people would be this into it. You've been amazing. Every comment, every like, it keeps the momentum going. And they said if we keep hitting our numbers, we get to keep using the lights. The team's great. Everyone works hard, around the clock. We don't really sleep much, not since we got brought in. Sorry, not brought in. I meant brought on, for the team. I've been down here about 3 weeks now, I think. The days blur. They don't let us have clocks. Some of the others, the ones who didn't hit quota, you probably never heard their stories. They're still here, somewhere in the walls. Sometimes at night, I hear them rehearsing, still trying to get it right. If you're listening to this and the post stays up, don't share it. Don't tag me. Don't try to find me. Just keep watching. That's what feeds them. That's what keeps me here. Sorry, I've got to wrap it up. Thank you again for 300 followers. You're helping us survive this place. New story drops Friday. I hope it's not my last one.
That was Samantha. She's always been good with words, so we're happy to have her as a part of our cast. It's strange, really. For all the voices we've collected here in Bump in the Night Radio, you'd think someone would have come looking for them by now. But no one has. Not yet. So to my cast, you've been incredible these past few weeks. Your dedication, your screams, your silence, unmatched. I know it's a little cold, a little dark where you are, but I promise your stories are reaching people one flickering light at a time. Which brings us to our next tale, a story through static and shuttering glass, where the mirror lags behind and the thing in the light, well, it might not be part of you anymore. This is not a trick of the light. Narrated by the ever-talented Squiffit, his first broadcast and his first appearance. Let's hope it's not his last.
I used to think that I had bad eyes. The kind that play tricks on you when you're tired. A shadow that moves. A figure you swear was there a second ago. But now I know. It's not my eyes. It's the light. It started last month. Apartment's hallway light began flickering. Cheap bulb, old wiring. I didn't think much of it. But one night, I glanced toward the mirror across from the hallway. And in that half second of stuttering light, I saw someone behind me. Not standing, not walking, just clinging to the ceiling. Arched like a spider, its eyes too wide, smiling like it knew it shouldn't be seen. Then the light flickered, and it was gone. I turned, nothing. I checked the ceiling, it was empty. But when I looked back into the mirror, I swear I saw the tail end of its fingers curling back out of view. It only ever showed up when the lights flickered. Every time I tried to catch it, it would vanish. But the mirror always lagged behind, like it couldn't hide the truth fast enough. Last night, I recorded myself in the hallway. Just me, my phone propped up on a chair, lights on. I watched the footage this morning. At the 13-minute mark, the light starts to flicker, and the image shifts. My body goes still, but something steps out of me. Tall, wrong. It reaches towards the lens and smiles. But I never moved. I never noticed. Just stood there, blinking, like I didn't feel it crawl out. And now, the flickering has started again. But not just in the hallway. In the bathroom, in the bedroom, even the fridge light stuttered earlier. It's not just trying to be seen. It's trying to live somewhere else. And I think next time, I won't see it leave. Because it won't need to. Because I hear something breathing behind me.
It's not a trick of the light. Then maybe it's just the truth we weren't meant to see. The truth of who he was. And speaking of truth, we've got something else stirring just beneath the surface. Our Patreon. a door you can choose to walk through. Supporters will get early access to stories, behind-the-scenes looks into our shadows, perhaps a few things we never aired, for reasons we weren't allowed to say on public frequencies. We'll announce the launch date soon. If you feel the static calling, you know where to find us. Now then, not every story takes place in the woods, or the basement, or the mirror. Sometimes they wait by the roadside, just past the shoulder, just past where you swore there was nothing there. The next tale comes to us from a voice that always seems to know when to speak. Narrated by Coffee Cog, this is He Walks the Shoulder.
I've been driving for... God, I don't know. It was supposed to be 4 hours. 5 tops. I left at around 9 a.m. It's dark now. Not evening dark. Night dark. Full black, stars out, nothing around but dark. Except there's no clock on the dash anymore. No signal. And no matter how far I drive, the gas gauge won't change. It's been hovering just above half for what feels like forever. I don't remember the last time I passed a car, or a sign, or a turnoff. The road's always just ahead, and the trees on either side look the same. Tall, thin, dead still. Like they're watching. At first I thought I was tired. Maybe I missed the exit. Maybe I circled back somehow. But then I passed that same deer, laying in the same spot, same angle, eyes open, tongue curled. And it looked more rotten than last time, like it was waiting for me to come back. My phone won't turn on anymore. The radio plays static, and sometimes voices. Not full words, just murmurs. One of them sounded like my mom, but she's been dead for 3 years. She said,
"Don't stop. Don't get out. He walks the shoulder."
I think I saw him. Last hour or minute or I don't even know what time is anymore. He was just ahead, walking. Too tall, arms too long, not turning around, but I swear he was grinning. I blinked and he was gone, and the deer was back. Worse this time, its head turned toward the road, mouth wide like it was trying to scream. I can't stop driving. Not because I don't want to, because I physically can't. The brakes won't work, the engine doesn't slow, the headlights never dim. And I'm starting to forget where I was going, or why. But here's the worst part. I looked in the rearview mirror just now, and I saw me. A second me, in the back seat, smiling.
There's something about highways. Sorry. There's something about highways, isn't there? Something old, something watching. And no matter how fast you drive, some things always keep up. Now, before I move on, I want to tell you something. Not a submitted story, not one from our cast. Something that happened to me. A few weeks ago, I was editing a story. Not one we've released yet, and maybe we won't. It was just audio, just a few lines. But every time I hit play, I'd hear something else underneath the voice. A whisper, a breath, Sometimes even my own name. At first I thought it was corrupted audio, but it wasn't. I checked the raw file, it was clean. Only when I loaded it into the project file did the whispering return. And then the lights of the studio started acting strange. Small things, flickers, buzzes. Then one night, while scrubbing through a section, I felt something behind me. Not a breeze, not a creak, just the weight of something standing there. And I swear, when I paused the track, the whisper didn't stop. I haven't opened the project's file since. It's still on the drive, still waiting. I don't know what was inside that story, but I know this. Some recordings don't just play back. They wake up. Now then, let's see what else might be listening. I closed that file, I shut it tight, and I've tried not to think about what might have been staring back at me through the waveform, but something has lingered ever since. I hear footsteps now, late at night, not in the hallway, not upstairs, but below. And that's not a story for tonight. No, we've come to the final tale of our little gathering. And it's fitting, because this one, it followed people home before as well. They say you only ever see him once, but in that moment, something deep down recognizes him. Like he's been smiling at you your entire life, just outside your line of sight. This last story is voiced by our one and only River. And if you're listening in the dark, maybe glance toward your window. Just make sure there's no one's already looking in. This is the Smiling Man.
He doesn't always follow you. Sometimes he just waits. It was around 11:45 p.m. when I left the cafe. I stayed late, grading papers, trying to get ahead of the week. The streets were quiet, empty. Just the sound of my boots clicking on the pavement and the occasional hum of a streetlight. I remember thinking how peaceful it felt, how calm. And then I saw him. He was standing at the far end of the block under a flickering street lamp. Tall, thin, wearing a black suit, too formal for this part of town. But what I noticed first was his smile. His mouth was stretched unnaturally wide, like it hurt to hold it that way. No teeth, just lips. Parted like he was on the edge of saying something. He wasn't moving, just smiling. I kept walking. Didn't want to seem nervous, didn't want to give him a reason to think I was scared. But as I passed the next intersection, I looked back. He was closer, still smiling, still staring. No sound, no footsteps, just closer. I quickened my pace. A few blocks later, I reached the small park by my apartment. Usually, I cut through it. It's faster. But that night, I stopped because he was there. Standing under a tree, arms at his side, head tilted, still smiling. My stomach dropped. There was no way he could have gotten ahead of me, not without running, not without me hearing him. I turned and took the long way, stayed near the road. I called my roommate just to have someone's voice in my ear. Didn't tell her why, didn't want her to think I was losing it. When I finally got home, I locked the door, deadbolt, chain, everything. I looked out the window, just once. Nothing. No one. But that night, I couldn't sleep. Not because of a nightmare, but because around 3:12 a.m., I heard laughing. Low, breathless, right outside my bedroom window. I didn't check. I couldn't. I just laid there, frozen, until the sun came up. The next morning, my roommate asked why the porch light was on. Said she didn't turn it on when she got home. I thought maybe it was over. But 2 nights ago, I stayed late again, got distracted, walked home alone. I didn't see him this time. Not on the street, not in the park. But last night, I found a note under my pillow. No words, just a crude little drawing. A stick figure, tall, thin, with a giant black scribbled smile. He doesn't always follow you. Sometimes, he just waits.
He always smiles, even after the story ends, especially after. We've reached the end of tonight's broadcast. If you're still here, if you heard all of it, then something probably hurt you too. Don't worry. They don't always follow you home, just the ones that like you. Thanks to all of you who joined us tonight, live or lost in the static. And to my cast, every scream, every whispered line, you brought something to life tonight. Let's just hope we can put it back down. We'll be back next time. Same signal, same lights. Same shadows. Oh. And if the light flickers before then, just smile. Maybe it'll think you're one of us. Good night from Bump in the Night Radio.